जय।
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय।
नाग प्रेमानंदे।
हरे हरि
all
बोल।
glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 5, Narada's instruction on Srimad Bhagavatam. Today's verses 21 and 22. Tvamatmanam avehi amogadram parasya pumsam paramatmana kalam ajam prajadam jagadashivayatan mahanubhavo mahanubhava abhyudaya अधिगृणराम। त्वम् आत्मनात्मानम् आवेह्यमोगदृक् परस्य पुंसा परमात्मना कलाम् अजं प्रजातं जगदशिवायतन् महानुभाव्य अभ्युदयो गण्यताम्। त्वात्मनात्मनाम् आवेह्यात्मदृक् मोगदृक् परस्य पुंसा परमात्मना कलाम् अजं प्रजातं जगदशिवायतन् महानुभावा उद्योगो अधिगृह्णताम्। Yes.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Yes.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। तम आत्मनात्मनाम् अवेह्य मोहधृक् परस्य पुंसा परमात्मना कलाम् अजं प्रजातं जगतः शिवायतन् महानुभावाभ्युदयोदिगण्यताम्।
हरे कृष्ण। जय श्री माँ जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। त्वमात्मनात्मानम् आवेह्य मोघदृक् परस्य पुंसः परमात्मनः कलाम् अजं प्रजातं जगदशिवाय तन्महानुभावाभ्युदयोऽधिगण्यताम्। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। വസുകോഷ്ടോ ഉണ്ടോ? ബുക്ക് ഉണ്ടോ? തെളിയിച്ചുണ്ടോ?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ഭാഗവതം ഇല്ല എൻ്റെ കയ്യില്.
അല്ല ശിവനല്ല, വേറെ ബസുകോഷ്ടവും ഉണ്ട് അവിടെ. ചോദിച്ചോ.
ആ
ഓക്കെ. മിലിന്ദ.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण. പ്രഭു, ഇത് ഒന്നാം സ്കന്ധാണ്, ഇംഗ്ലീഷാണ്. എന്താണ്? ഒന്നാം സ്കന്ധത്തിലെ 5-ാം അധ്യായം, 5-ാം അധ്യായത്തിലെ 21-ാം ശ്ലോകം. 5-ാം അധ്യായത്തിലെ 21.
हरे कृष्ण।
हाँ।
स्वात्मनात्मानामावेह्य मोगदृक् परस्य पुंसा परमात्मना कलाम् अजं प्रजातं जगतः शिवायतः महानुभावाभ्युदयोऽधिगण्यताम्।
Yes. मिलिंद माँ जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। तम आत्मनात्मानम् अवेय अमोघदृक् परस्य पुंसा परमात्मनः कलाम् अजं प्रजातं जगतः शिवाय तन् महानुभावाभ्युदयोऽधिगण्यताम्। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण. Yes. Can you please read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Tvam, yourself, Atmana, by your own self, Atmanam, the super soul, Avehi, search out, Amoghadrak, one who has perfect vision, Parasya, of the transcendence, Pumsaha, the personality of Godhead, Paramatanaha, of the Supreme Lord, Kalam, plenary part, Ajam, birthless, Prajatam, have taken birth, Jagataha, of the world, Shivaya, for the well-being, Tat, that, Anubhava, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, Abhiyudayaha, pastimes, Adi Ganya Tam, describe most vividly. Translation: Your goodness has perfect vision. You yourself can know the super soul, personality of Godhead, because you are present as the plenary portion of the Lord. Although you are birthless, you have appeared on this earth for the well being of all people. Please, therefore, describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, more vividly. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Srila Vyasadeva is the empowered plenary portion incarnation of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. He descended by his causeless mercy to deliver the fallen souls in the material world. The fallen and forgotten souls are detached from the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The living entities are parts and parcels of the Lord, and they are eternally servitors of the Lord. All the Vedic literatures, therefore, are put into systematic order for the benefit of the fallen souls, and it is the duty of the fallen souls to take advantage of such literatures and be freed from the bondage of the material existence. Although formally Srila Narada Rishi is his spiritual master, Srila Vyasadeva is not at all dependent on a spiritual master because, in a sense, he is the spiritual master of everyone else. But because he is doing the work of an acharya, he has taught us by his own conduct that one must have a spiritual master even though he be God himself. Lord Shri Krishna, Lord Shri Rama, and Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all incarnations of Godhead, accepted formal spiritual masters, although by their transcendental nature they were cognizant of all knowledge. In order to direct people in general to the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, he himself, in the incarnation of Vyasadeva, is delineating the transcendental pastime of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Verse 22. Idam hi pumsa tapasa sudasya vam svistasya suktasya cha buddhidattayo avichyortam kavibhir nirupido yaduttama shlokasya gunanuvarnanam. Idam hi pumsa tapasa sudasya vam svistasya tu suktasya cha buddhidattayo avichyorta kavibhir nirupido यदुत्तम श्लोक गुणानुवर्णनम इदं हि पुंसा तपसा शुद्धस्य वा सुष्टस्य सूक्तस्य च बुद्धिदत्तयो अविच्युतोऽर्थ कविभिर्निरूपितो यदुत्तम श्लोक गुणानुवर्णनम. सरजमाजी.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इदं हि पुंसा सवसा सुदस्य वा सुष्टस्य सूक्तस्य च बुद्धिदत्तयो अविच्युतो अर्थ कविभिर्निरूपितो यदोत्तम श्लोक गुणानुवर्णनम। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण
जयश्रीमाजी.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। इदं हि ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इदं हि पुंसस्तवसश्रुतस्य वा सृष्टस्य सुप्तस्य च बुद्धिदत्तयो अविच्युतोऽर्थ कविभिर्निरूपितो यदुत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवर्णनम्। हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण. Yes. Vasugoshpo.
हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। इदं हि पुंसस्तपसा सुदस्य वा शिष्टस्य सुप्तस्य च बुद्धिदत्तयो अविच्युतो अर्थकविभिर्निरूपितो यदुत्तमश्लोकगुणानुवर्णनम्। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Yes. Milinda Maji.
Hare Krishna. Idam hi pumsastapasah shrutasya va shvitasya shuktasya cha buddhi datayoho avidyuto artaha kavibhir nirupito yad uttamma shloka gunanuvarnanam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Snigdhamaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Devo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Happy
Happy
Snana
Snanayatra.
Jatra.
Devo.
Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Jagannath.
Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Idang hi punsas tapasah srutasya va swishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayo abhichuto artha kabir bhinna rupito jadyuttama shloka gunanu varnanam. May I read the synonyms?
Yes.
Idam, this, he, certainly, pumsa, of everyone, tapasaha, by dint of austerities, srutasya, by dint of study of the Vedas, va, or swishtasya, sacrifice, suktasya, spiritual education, sha, and buddhi, culture of knowledge, dattayo, charity, abhicyutah, infallible, artha, interest, kabhi bhi, by the recognized learned person, Nirupita concluded, yet what Uttama Shloka, the Lord who is described by his choice poetry, Gunanuvarnanam, description of the transcendental qualities of. Translation, learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of the advancement of knowledge, namely austerities, study of the Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns, and charity, culminates in the transcendental descriptions of the Lord who is defined in choice poetry. Purport, His divine grace, ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. Human intellect is developed for advancement of learning in art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, economics, politics, etc. By culture of such knowledge, the human society can attain perfection of life. This perfection of life culminates in the realization of the Supreme Being, Vishnu. The Shruti therefore directs that those who are actually advanced in learning should aspire for the service of Lord Vishnu. Unfortunately, persons who are enamored by the external beauty of Vishnu Maya do not understand that culmination of perfection of self-realization depends on Vishnu. Vishnu Maya means sense enjoyment, which is transient and miserable. Those who are entrapped by Vishnu Maya utilize advancement of knowledge for sense enjoyment. Sri Narada Muni has explained that all paraphernalia of the cosmic universe is but an emanation from the Lord out of his different energies, because the Lord has set in motion by his conceivable energy the actions and reactions of the created manifestation. They have come to be out of his energy, they rest on his energy, and after inhalation, they merge into him. Nothing is therefore different from him, but at the same time, the Lord is always different from them. When advancement of knowledge is applied in the service of the Lord, the whole process becomes absolute. The personality of Godhead and his transcendental name, fame, glory, etc. are all non-different from him. Therefore, all the sages and devotees of the Lord have recommended that the subject matter of arts, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, and all other branches of knowledge should be wholly and solely applied in the service of the Lord. Art, literature, poetry, painting, etc. may be used in glorifying the Lord. The fiction writers, poets, and celebrated literatures are generally engaged in writing of sensuous subjects, but if they turn towards the service of the Lord, they can describe the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Valmiki was a great poet, and similarly Vyasadeva is a great writer, and both of them have absolutely engaged themselves in delineating the transcendental activities of the Lord, and by doing so have become immortal. Similarly, science and philosophy also should be applied in the service of the Lord. There is no use presenting dry speculative theories for sense gratification. Philosophy and science should be engaged to establish the glory of the Lord. Advanced people are eager to understand the absolute truth through the medium of science, and therefore a great scientist should endeavor to prove the existence of the Lord on a scientific basis. Similarly, philosophical speculations should be utilized to establish the supreme truth as sentient and all powerful. Similarly, all other branches of knowledge should always be engaged in the service of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita also the same is affirmed. All knowledge not engaged in the service of the Lord but nations. Real utilization of advanced knowledge is to establish the glories of the Lord, and that is the real import. Scientific knowledge engaged in the service of the Lord and all similar activities are all factually Hari Kirtana or glorification of Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthavidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadandigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapatagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarajadam Sahagana Raghunathanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadudam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivishadhanvidamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarne Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Vashabhanavi Devi Daityaya Kribhabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadaine Prabhave Namam Madhuryojala Premadhya Rupanuga Bhaktidam Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahayam Namastude Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinadarine Rupanuga Viridhava Siddhanta Dvandaharine Namo Namo Gaurakishoraya Sachal Vairagyamurtaye Vipralambara Padambujaye Te Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Surubaya Rubanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhavume Samnirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhaumo Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Shri Rupa Sanadana Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha H.I. Goshai Kuri Charan Bandhan Jahamo Tivignanash Avishta Puran Vancha Kalpadruvasti Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratyushe Namam Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Surupagam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktigam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Jedam Sarado Pango Mama Mandamadir Gadi Mat Sarvaswapadambojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vrindaranya Kalpadramada Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Preshtale Visevyamano Smarami Sriman Rasarasarambi Vamshi Vadattarastidha Tarshan Venusunair Gobi Gobinada Shrietunam Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rushabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Tu atmanatnam avehyamoguruk parasya pumsa paramatmana kalam ajam prajadam jagadashivayatan mahanubhava udyado dishnuram. Your goodness has perfect vision. You yourself can know the super soul personality of Godhead because you are present as a plenary portion of the Lord. Although you are birthless, you have appeared on this earth for the well-being of all people. Please, therefore, describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, more vividly. So this is a request of Sri Narada Deva. He has started his delineation of the cause for depression of Vasudeva, stating that you are not vividly described the pastimes of Krishna, Achyuta, but you are focused more on the Purusharthas. So nobody will be happy unless he is relishing the taste of the pastimes of Krishna. Other pleasures are only superficial and external. The real pleasure, the enjoyment a jiva can have is when he engages in Krishna service, because that is his natural position. So the jiva is encouraged to take up the service of Krishna, even if the cost of leaving behind is prescribed duties in the Varnashrama system. In case, suppose he falls down without completely finishing his spiritual journey because of poor determination, that is not considered to be a great loss, because devotee never loses touch with Krishna. He may fall down to material world again in the cycle of birth and death. But even if he is undergoing material pleasures and material sorrows and all the difficulties, as he is continuously remembering Krishna, these material things do not have any impact on him. When you are not focusing on Krishna, then you are very much concerned with all these things. Then you are concerned, your focus, your consciousness is only on the body, and these things, pleasure or pain, have a great impact on us. So we are very, very happy when things are nice, when things are favorable, when there's enjoyment, we are very happy. And when the opposite is there, we feel very sad. But person who is always in touch with Krishna, this is only superficial for him. So what he is searching out for is something that cannot be obtained in the 14 worlds. So verse 19, yesterday's verse 19, again emphasizes the person who previously engaged in Krishna service, then fell down, but he is always remembering the ecstasy of the lotus feet of Krishna. He is remembering the lotus feet of Krishna again and again. And he desires, and his desire is that he should never lose the shelter of his lotus feet of Krishna. He should never lose. That is his desire. But because of his pure determination in previous lives, he is a bit apprehensive that there's a possibility of again falling down. So he expresses Krishna, Krishna, my only desire is to hold on to your lotus feet only. Hold on to chant your holy names only. Because in Kali Yuga, Krishna is appearing in the form of name, Nama Prabhu. It's called Nama Prabhu. So he is having the desire not to leave the lotus feet because he has once had the taste. Rasagraha. Rasagraha means he has experienced the pleasure that is associated with the devotional service. And this prompts him, it's an impetus for him to undergo whatever material troubles, miseries that you may face. Because he feels the presence of Krishna everywhere. And this feeling is based on facts only. We should always remember that any person who has achieved the Krishna Prema, it is due to account of knowledge only. It cannot be anything else. From solid, 100% foolproof knowledge, absolute knowledge, then only you can develop Raga Bhakti. So here, the devotee is remembering Krishna's lotus feet and Krishna is present everywhere, because very next verse says, it is so. Idam hi vishwam bhagavan iti itaro yado jagasthana nirodhamam sambhava. Jagat sthana nirodha sambhava. Sambhava means creation. Sthana means maintenance. Nirodha means destruction. So this Vishwa, this universe, is one with Krishna. Bhagavan iti. Bhagavan eva, iva. Bhagavan iva. At the same time, itaraha is different also. This is our Achindya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Everything is connected to Krishna, but Krishna is not everything. That is the Achindya Bheda Abheda Tattva propagated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And since the devotee knows Krishna is everywhere, he is very, very comfortable that once he takes a firm shelter of Lotus feet of Krishna, then he will ultimately go back to his original place. So Narada is saying, all these things you know very well, Vyasa, you know very well all these things. What I am speaking to is not any new knowledge for you, because you know everything. Why you know everything? That is described in the present verse, verse 21. Tumatmana amogadu. Your perfect vision, Parasipamsa Paramatmana Kalam, you are plenary portion of Krishna. Since you are part of Krishna, then your knowledge is as good. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Vedaham samati idani vartamanani charjana bhavishyani cha bhudani matu vedana. Krishna knows everything, past, present, future, everything. He knows about the living entities, their aspirations, their conditioning. Everything he knows. Same way, Vedavyasa also knows everything. He is an empowered incarnation of Krishna and is descended because of his great compassion for the fallen souls. as an expert, a doctor can immediately understand the symptoms from the symptoms of the illness of the patient. He can understand, he can recognize the reason for that. Same way, Vedavyasa knew that the suffering of the living entities is entirely on account of having separated himself from the devotional service of Krishna. So how they can be put back to this service? Because now the living entities are dictated by the senses and mind. Senses is very strong, that senses always want to enjoy, and the mind helps the senses deriving these pleasures. So it is now the intelligence, it is the responsibility of the intelligence to strongly control the mind, and the mind in turn can control the senses. And how intelligence can really control mind? Only through knowledge. So that is available, it's obtainable in the scriptures. So scriptures is mainly directed at the intelligence, and the more pure is your intelligence, more will be able to understand the science of Krishna. So Vedavyasa is appealing to intelligence of the living entities when he is comparing the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, everything very systematically arranged by Vedavyas in a very nice order, so that those who are inclined for spiritualism can take the entire benefit. So what is the benefit of this kind of literature which you have seen? Verse number 11. Tadvad visargo janadaga viplavo yasmin pradishlogam abadhavavi
Bhaddamattavi Ramananandasya Shankitaniel Srinandi Gayanti.
Shinvandi Gayandi Grinandi Sadhava.
Srinandi Sir.
Yes. So this is Acharya. Acharya will write only those literatures which is conducive for the foreign souls to revive his the lost connections with Krishna. And Vedavyasa had done it in a very systematic manner. But unfortunately, he has emphasized more on Purushartha rather than Achyuta. So Narada is directing Vyasadeva the right course. But Narada very well says that I don't have to tell you this because you know yourself, you are the super soul. You're the super soul. In Skanda Purana, it is said that Trai Vijna Vidakariyastu Bhagavan Purushottamam Avatirno Mahayogi Satyavatyam Parasharat. Trai Vijna Vidakaryas. Vijnavidaka means for the self-proclaimed reason. Vijnavidakaryas. There is a reason behind the incarnation of Vedavyas. And who is Vedavyas? Bhagavan Purushottama. To Bhagavan Purushottama. He is Purushottama Bhagavan only. Avatirno, how he came? Avatirno Mahayogi Satyavatyam Parashra. He descended from Satyavadi. Satyavadi is embryo caused by Parashara. So this is the cause for, the reason for incarnation of Vedavyasa, Tat Vijñāpita Karyas. So being himself a religious spiritual master, he doesn't actually require any spiritual master like Narada. But this is a formality we have to observe. Yad yad acharati shreshta tadevetaro jana. So it is a duty of Vedavyas to accept a spiritual master, just like Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone has accepted. Lord
Sound
Rama
work.
also.
Sound work.
They all accepted a spiritual master because it is a duty of Supreme to teach people the right path. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who is a spiritual master? Ishwarapuri, yes, Ishwarapuri. Who is a spiritual master of Krishna?
Sandipani Guru.
Yes, Sandipani. And Rama?
Rama is Vasishtha.
Vasishtha, yes. Actually, Supreme Personalities and Vedavyasa also, it's not required. But teach the public. They accepted it. And so it is a duty of Narada to point out certain things to Vedavyas, which he did it, and prompting Vedavyas to take up the right channel. And why should only Krishna, the glory should be delineated? That is given, the reason is given in the next verse. Idam hipum sattapasa shudasya va sishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayo avichudartha kavibhir nirupido yaduttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. Learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of advancement of knowledge, namely austerities, study of the Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns, and charity, culminates in the transcendental description of the Lord, who is defined in choice poetry. So here, one word in Vishwachakra says avichudartha, avichuda artha. Avichudartha means unfailing cause. Achyuda means falling. Avichuda means unfalling. Artha means cause. So, the unfailing cause of man's austerity and other items of dharma have been described to be narrating the qualities of Lord. So, in whichever sphere, whichever field of activities, a living entity has become an expert. So, people, according to karma and inclination, take up various kinds of studies, various professions, and many of them excel in their fields. But ultimately, they don't know that merely excelling in the field is not end of all. Mostly people are very, very satisfied. Suppose if their chosen profession is IT or auditing or chartered account or engineering or medicine or banking or law, whatever it is. Suppose they are excelling, earning a good name and fame, money also. They think that their life is very successful. Because they are attracted by Vishnu Maya. And they feel that in the fall is to be materially successful. So they are entrapped by advancement knowledge for sense gratification. The material science is always advancing for the cause of sense gratification. The object of the science and other branches is basically sense enjoyment only. So here Narada is asking, because you have perfect talent, you have tremendous knowledge, you turn your knowledge, you focus your knowledge to Krishna. Same way, everybody's advice. Okay, you have certain talents, you use that talent for the benefit of Krishna, for propagation. Because everything is Krishna only. 10:41 says, Yad yad vibhodivat sattum stavar jangamam tatat eva artatam mama tejasambhava. Mama tejasambhava. It's a spark of my splendor only. Whoever is endowed with great knowledge, great beauty, wealth, detachment, everything, we should know that they are a mere spark of his splendor. So one, we should know that the material the position which somebody has attained is entirely due to his previous karma and the monitoring of Krishna. Because Krishna has sanctioned our present position in the material world, we should be always very thankful and try our best to utilize our talents for propagating Krishna. Because we should always remember that the paraphernalia of the cosmic universe is but an emanation from the Supreme only. This world, the manifested universe, is emanation from Krishna only. They have come out of his energy. They rest on his energy. Who? The other one, the living entities, the internal potency. They are also from Krishna only. One is a separated one. Bhinnamsha means separated. One is the Prakriti. Other one is Swamsha. Of course, there is another description of Swamsha and Bhinnamsha. Swamsha means expansion of Vaishnava, and Vibhinnamsha is Jiva. But if you look at the separate energies, the Bahiranga Shakti and Antaranga Shakti, verse number 4 of 7th chapter will say, Binna Prakriti, Bhumirapo Naro Vayu, Kham Mano Buddhirevacha, Ahangaramidi Yamme, Binna Prakriti Ashtaga. It is a separated energy. That is why it's called Bahiranga. And Antaranga means internal potency, is Jiva. So Jiva is always dependent on Krishna, even in material world. So everyone is advised to glorify Krishna to the best of one's ability. So I've quoted in the group a verse from the second canto, chapter 4, and verse 17. Tavassino danapara yashasvino manasino mandravida sumangala kshemam na vidanti vinayadarpanam tasmai subhadrashavase namo namaha. It's a very beautiful verse. 2.4.17. See? Tavassino danapara yashasvino manasino mandravida sumangala kshemam na vidanti vinayadarpanam tasmai subhadrashave namo namaha. Let me offer my obeisances unto the all-auspicious Lord Krishna again and again, because the great learned sages, the great performers of charity, the great workers of distinction, the great philosophers and mystics, the great chanters of Vedic hymns, and the great followers of Vedic principles cannot achieve any faithful result without a dedication of such qualities, such great qualities to service of the Lord. So when you say Ishavasham Idam Sarvam, it doesn't just say simply means it's some, what do you call it, a dull land or universes. No, it contains universes as well as the residence of the universe also. So everything belongs to Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhava is what Krishna says. So advancement of learning, charitable disposition, political, social, religious relationship, etc., philosophical speculations, everything. All these qualities in man can serve only when they are employed in the service of the Lord. Without such dovetailing, all such qualities become a source of trouble for the people in general, because you are just exhibiting your talents, flagging of your talents. It only creates trouble in the society only. Then everybody will flaunting their own particular talents, and there will be so much discontent, disharmonies in the society. So in the verse, this particular verse, Papa Srila Prabhupada says, there are two kinds of self-interest also, namely personal selfishness and extended selfishness. Extended selfishness means extended to your family, society, etc., etc. But there's no difference between the personal and the extended selfishness. Srila Prabhupada gives an example. Suppose a thief is there and thief steals. And then he says, I did not steal for myself. Actually, I'm stealing for my family so that they can live without being hungry. They can have a decent life. But will the court make a distinction between personal and extended selfishness? Crime is crime. Because here its own activity is criminal only. So the thief pleading not guilty because it's not done for personal interest, but for the interest of society or country, it's not excused by any law-making governing bodies in the whole world. We should know that self-interest of a living entity meets with success when it is joined nicely with the interest of the Lord. That means there should not be a friction, there should not be dichotomy between the interests of Krishna and interests of the jiva. What is the interest? What is the desire of Krishna? What is the desire of Krishna? That everybody should return to him, isn't it?
Yes.
Krishna is very, very unhappy because so many living entities have left him and they're wandering Brahmadam all over. So, will the father be happy if the sons are loitering here and there? Same way, Krishna is also very unhappy when he sees these people. So that's why this is the interest of Krishna, is that everybody should come back. So the interest of the soul also should match with Krishna's interests. And then this living entities become compassionate for the fallen souls, and they create so many poetry, so many philosophy, everything that is within their natural inclination, and they dovetail it to interest of Krishna rather than one's own selfish interest. That's why Srila Prabhupada says, if you write a good novel, it should be connected to Krishna, not to anything else. If you are writing good poetry, it should be addressed to Krishna only. So like that, everything should be focused on Krishna. So other branches of knowledge also, other philosophy, everything else also should always be engaged in service of the Lord. Because jnana is described. In which chapter jnana is described? In Bhagavad Gita.
Four chapter.
That is being different. It is actually given in the 13th chapter,
Jnana Gaya.
Yes, Jnana and Gayam. That is, Arjuna 6 questions are there. So, when he's speaking of jnana, it is described in verse 8 to 12. Anamitam adambitvam ahimsa chandirajavam acharyoposam shaucham stairam atmavinigraham indriyaneshu vairagyam indriyartheshu vairagyam anahangarameva janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam asaktir anabhisanga putradara griheshu nityam cha samajittatvam ishtanishto bhavatyade मयि च अनन्य योगेन भक्तिर अव्यभिचारिणी विविक्त देश सेवित्वम अरतिर्जन संसदि अध्यात्म ज्ञान नित्यत्वम तत्व ज्ञानार्थ दर्शनम. So 19 different types of knowledge is given in this verse. 20 rather. So anything other than this is called avidya. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam tattva jnanartha darshanam edat jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yadado anyatha. So all these 20 branches are the knowledge only. Anything other than that, jnana means anyatha, other than this. So from this we can understand this. All this knowledge described by Krishna is for service of Krishna, and anything knowledge is there apart from Krishna is not for service of Krishna. Hence, everybody is asked to dovetail his intelligence, all his talents, all his inclination, all his capacities, capabilities, the natural talents which have been obtained over the many births to glorify Krishna only. That is the real purpose of this knowledge. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Prabhuji, in chapter 16 also, Krishna says, I am the 15 chapter 15 source of knowledge and remembrance. Sarvasya chaha hrudi
Sarvasya.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Matasmri jnana bohanam cha
Bohanam cha.
Vedeshu sarve ahmeva vedyam. So Krishna is a cause for knowledge. Krishna is a cause for remembrance. Krishna is the cause for forgetfulness.
Forgetfulness.
Yes. Like that, you'll find many slokas which glorify that whatever we have, it should be donated for Krishna only. Pandavas did that. Arjuna did that. So this is acknowledging our dependence on Krishna. Thank you. Vanchakalpadurvasya pravasindu evacha pedanam pavanebhyo
Krishna Vidyam.
Nanda Godi Vaishnava Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada.